What is going on, everybody? So far, backstage, it hasn't been pretty, but guess what? The Philadelphia Eagles come out this game 1-2-1 on top of the NFC East. Are we proud of the way we played when you look at the whole game? No. Carson Wentz still made some bad decisions, made some good decisions. The best decisions I saw from Carson was with his feet. I still think the offense kind of gets predictable at times. We were stuck. Remember, we scored a touchdown early, second, or late in the first. I can't exactly remember. I'm going to go more with early in the second. And then we got 0 points time and time again. And they end up scoring 14 unanswered points to beat us 14-8. And then the offense finally woke up, but they woke up because of Ronnie McLeod interception, defensive lineman, I forgot the guy who did it, fumble, and then an Alex Singletary pick six. So the offense still played unexplainable because let me say this. The 49ers had all their skill players minus Jimmy G, and Gate will tell you how important Jimmy G will be in a second, but Kittle, Debo, Bourne, Ayuk, Juszczyk, the running game was there. What they were missing was the defense. So I was still kind of down that the Eagles offense, even with Fulgham, Ward, and Burnett and Ertz, couldn't make a move on a defense that's missing everybody. 3 D linemen, 3 secondary players, so still no excuse. It equals it out. We couldn't move the ball. But guess what? We came in here saying just win, and we just won. So I'll take that. Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, Gates.
I'll let you go.
I'll let you go. Yeah.
All right. So, look, an important victory to get off of us. Look, at one point, we were playing 4 backup offensive linemen because Lane Johnson left the game.
Correct.
I think there's a lot of work to do for this football team offensively just because of the amount of injuries we've suffered. Like, we've definitely struggled to move the football. But let's be honest. It's not like San Francisco is a pathetic defense. Like, it's a good defense that we had to match up with in desperation mode to pull that win off to take the lead in the NFC East. It was nice to see Fulgham get out there and make that big catch for the touchdown. That looked like 2 guys that have been playing together for years on the timing.
Shout out to Gate, real quick. Shout out to Gate, because listen, I just got to say this. This man, Gate City Sports Channel, my guy right here I'm pointing at, put a video about him. I saw the video. I said, wow, the Eagles playing 3 hours. You put a video out here? And it was about TF. He got a new nickname. We call him the Friday night, whatever. But shout out to Gate for that. Go ahead and talk about that.
So, look, Fulgham coming in, made a really, really important reception for a touchdown down the sideline. I mean, we really needed that. That was a beauty of a pass by Carson. I think it's up there. I think that's right up there with one of the top 2 or 3 throws he's made this season so far. Probably the biggest of importance, obviously. I thought the biggest thing that happened tonight is that while things weren't pretty for the Eagles, I thought we really struggled offensively. And there were times where, let's be real, I thought TJ Edwards was quietly having a good game until he went down with an injury. But I was getting a little concerned still with Gary being out of assignment, giving up reception after reception to the tight ends. We got a problem with our linebackers on tight ends. Fact. With that said, the important thing is when things aren't ideal, when things aren't right, you got to find a way to win the football game. We found a way. Fact. We found a way. And let's be real. It's not like San Francisco was like, we can afford to lose this game because they're trying to keep pace with the Seahawks. So now they just fall. I think they just fell 2 games behind Seattle.
There was Niners fans in it. I mean, there was Rams fan there like, go Eagles, go Eagles, go Eagles.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, look, lot of scary stuff coming up with the defenses we're going to be facing. But I will say this. I was pleasantly surprised by Jordan Mailata. I mean, yeah, he jumped off sides on a really boneheaded, like 3rd and 1. But,
yeah,
if you told me that he was going to be that consistent, I would have taken it. Like, I thought Mailata held his own. I don't think he was, I don't think he was spectacular or great, but He looked like a guy that he was the least of our concerns along the offensive line. So, I mean, I thought Pryor played well. Herbig looked okay to me. I mean, I do get concerned about the push on the running game sometimes, but in terms of pass protection, I thought we held up. I mean, we rolled the pocket. We moved the pocket a little more this game. I'd like to see us be a little more active with rolling the pocket. I do think that Doug has a tendency to revert right back into pocket passing, and that I think that gets us in trouble sometimes. But you know what? We moved the pocket. We let Wentz play a little bit more to his strengths. And you know what happened? We won the turnover battle. That's huge.
Big deal.
Go ahead, Reese. I'll let you go, man.
Hey, man. They did what I asked. Do's and don'ts.
Wait. Show me that win smile.
Hey, man, listen. It's coming. It's coming. Let me get to some things, man. Do's and don'ts. I ask you, do win the game. Don't lose the game. Don't tie. That's all I ask. Now look at us. We are number one in the NFC East. I know that might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it means a lot to me. I've seen my team go through adversity after adversity. I see my team lose player after player, players in and out, main players. Lane Johnson, Darius Slay, in and out. Dudes was stepping up, man. Shout out to Strat, Crevion LeBlanc. He played a good game. You know what I mean? I said, I didn't say bench him, but I say I wanted Sweat to get more snaps than Brandon Graham.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. He was all over the field. Fletcher Cox, I don't know if he's healthy. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just here for the positive right now. We'll get into some negatives in a minute, right? Shout out to Derek Barnett. This is what we drafted you in the first round for. To be disruptive, to get at the quarterback, to stop the run, to do all these things. I see all the Nathan Gary things, man. Trust me. I'm going to give him all the smoke I can, probably tomorrow. But today, I'm here to celebrate a win, y'all. We got a dub. Finally, we got a dub. Well, in a pregame, that's all I was asking for. A dub. Carson Wentz poured out a dub. Now, I want to see all the haters. I want to see all the critics bring up Jalen Hurts and all that kind of stuff. You think Jalen Hurts would have poured out that dub? Because we understand we was going against a backup quarterback. We wasn't really going against a backup defense other than a couple cornerbacks. But you got to look at who he's throwing the football to. They shut down Zach Ertz. That was their main source to shut down Zach Ertz and to shut down Miles Sanders, and they did that. Usually, if you do that with a depleted team like this, you're going to lose. But no. We prevailed. Shout out to Singletary, man. I think he needs to play more than Alexander.
They talking to him right now on the post game. They talking about Agos Singletary. Let's go.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. You know, it wasn't just that play though. I seen him all over the field. I seen him making plays. You know what I mean? Now I understand, and this is what people gonna say. Oh, you went up against a backup quarterback. That same backup quarterback, they had us a 7-point underdog. So I ain't trying to hear none of that from them.
8.5.
What I seen, it was 7 points. So
it moved up to 8.5. That's how bad they disrespected us.
All right, 8.5. So 8.5, whatever. I don't give a damn. You gave us underdogs with a backup quarterback. So at the end of the day, I ain't trying to hear none of that bullcrap. I ain't trying to hear, y'all should have won. No, obviously we shouldn't have. Everybody had his pick to lose. Now that we pull out a dub, I ain't trying to hear none of that from nobody. We on top of the NFC East. We got a big game. We got a big game coming up next week, and I like the momentum. And I like what I've seen from Carson Wentz. Now, here's what I can say bad real fast, and I'm gonna get out your way. Doug Peterson still don't get it. Doug Peterson still wants to make him a pocket passer. And I mean, he made some good plays in the pocket. But he was getting like Jordan Mailata. I'm not going to say he got manhandled. I'm not going to say he didn't play a good game, but at times when you ask him to block for 7 seconds upright, he really can't do that. And you should know that. You should know your players. You know what I mean? But you still want Carson Wentz to wait until everybody get into their routes, break their routes, and all that kind of stuff. You have no rhythm with your wide receivers, but you still want him to sit in a pocket with a broken down line and sit there and try to throw to these guys that he has no chemistry with at all. You know what I mean? Other than that, I really don't have no problem. Jim Schwartz, thank you. No sticks defense. I thought when that third and 12 came, I thought he was going to play 6 defense. I said, "Oh my gosh, you better not." And he didn't. He
played him off. He played him off, but he kept the linebacker short.
It was it was like a dime cover 3 type of thing. And it was like a reaction kind of defense. I'd rather that than the 6.
Correct, because you stop all that underneath stuff. Because what they doing, if everybody's back to the first down and it is deep, you just get like 10 guys who can block for a running back. So at least the linebackers there, go ahead, continue, are able to contain it.
Right. I mean, listen, man, we got the dub, man. That's what I've been asking for. We got it, and let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly, man. Like, I understand people want to be down, like, oh, well, we did this and we did that. No, we got the win. We got the dub. Look at my face. I'm happy. I'm happy right now, y'all. It's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. I got work in 6 hours. But I'm here to talk to y'all because we finally get to come up here in 2020 on the BBP stage and talk about a win. We have never on this BBP stage talked about a win.
Facts.
Now we doing that right now, y'all.
There's that smile I wanted, but look, let me say something real quick. I want to say this. Look, Eagle Nation, it was not pretty. Let's be honest. Carson Wentz still is doing some stuff that I believe is not him. Again, 2019, he misses high and low once in a while. He's missing high and low at an alarming rate. However, the interception still was a tip pass. But let's talk all positive because we won the game. Carson Wentz.
No. I want you to keep going with this a little clear. I want to hear this.
No. That's all I had.
I only seen 2 bad passes from Carson Wentz, but I want to hear what you got to say.
There was a couple short passes that he could have hit and strive. A couple throws to the dirt to Miles Sanders, and Miles Sanders had the ball.
I knew you was going to bring that up. Hold up, real fast. I knew you was going to bring that up. He didn't throw that football because Miles Sanders would have got killed.
I thought so too. But when the replay it was not. He would not get killed. I said on my live stream, he maybe threw it to the dirt because he would have got killed. Watch the replay, and it was definitely not that situation. But let me say this. Carson Wentz still battled back when everything was mattered. And listen, we're talking about a guy in his 5th year with guys who don't even know what 5 is when it comes to the NFL. You're talking about Travis Fulgham, a practice squad player picked up from the Detroit Lions. You're talking about Greg Ward Jr., who's still trying to get his feet wet as a wide receiver ex-quarterback. And last but not least, not your 3rd round, not your 4th round, but your 5th round pick wide receiver. So I credit him standing in there with a backup offensive line. Listen, there was times that Carson Wentz could have got sacked, but his mobility's here. Gate City, I want you to lead into this. Have you seen a different mobility when it comes to Carson Wentz since week 3 to week 4? Because week 1 and week 2, he was a short window size, man.
You mean a 1 week window size? Do you mean do I thought he looked a little more athletic today? Basically,
week 1 and 2, week 2, he was a statue, and week 3 and 4, they're moving him. They're doing design runs. They're using him as a feet quarterback. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did a pretty good job of picking his poison on when to run. I thought he had a pretty good feel today. I don't know that he has. Yeah,
read that. Sorry, I was supposed to do that from the gate.
Philly Notion coming in with the super chat was good, my guy. He said, "Yes, sir. 1 win at a time, first place. Let's go. We on top. Let's keep this momentum, fellas." Appreciate you, Notion. Look, the way I look at it is this: he's making pretty sound decisions on when to leave the pocket and when to run. There was one play, man, where he really threw a dime downfield after extending the play way too long, to where I was honestly screaming at my television, Jesus, throw the ball away. And he hit Boston Scott down the field, and I was like, oh.
But that was the penalty play, right? That was the penalty, the defensive holding or something, right?
Yeah, it was. I will say this: there was one play. The only play that I saw off the look. I don't like to judge these things so I can see the all 22, but there was one play I thought I saw on the TV angles and views to where somebody streaked down on a seam route wide open and he missed it, and he threw to an underneath route. And the ball wasn't a bad place ball on the underneath route, but he definitely like either Doug didn't scheme. Like I said, guys, I got to see the all 22 to know the progressions and stuff like that. Either Doug didn't scheme that well or Carson missed it. But there was one opportunity I saw where probably would have been a touchdown if he saw it. Other than that, though, man, it's kind of hard to pick on Carson when he played the way he played, man. I mean, that ball to Fulgham that's about as good as you can place a football.
His best throw of the season, because the other throws could have came in clutch, but it was nothing more clutch than that. And listen, shout out to Fulgham, because listen, he could have easily stepped out of bounds. This guy having the awareness and the self-awareness to catch the ball and use the sideline right. Go ahead, Philly Fresh.
Yeah. That pass to Fulgham definitely was, but I will put that in contesting with the pass. I want to say it was either Hightower or Greg Ward that got called back. Not because of us, because of defensive holding. When he broke out of the pocket, he like shook like two defenders and threw the ball across his body to the middle of the field. I want to say it was Greg Ward. It wasn't a first down, but I think we was at like 3rd and 12, and I think he got it. I think he got it in like 2nd and 12, and I think he would have got it. It would have been like 3rd and 3 or something. But that pass, oh my gosh! But it got. I mean, you're not going to talk about it because it got called back because it was defensive holding. Now, what I can say. Told Mike to bet on the Eagles. Yeah, I don't bet on my team, so I dig that. You know what I mean? But what I can say is, I mean, you want to break down Carson's play. This is the best game that he had this year. That's what I can say. I can sit there and look at it. I can sit there and tell you, like, with his feet, you look at the numbers and you say, oh well, Carson only had a buck something passing and all that. He got busy. He knew. It just seemed like even last week, it was like a red light in his head saying, you know what, we need to get this dub. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that we get this dub. And unfortunately, we didn't get the dub last week. We got a tie, but that tie put us in first place right now. As crazy as it sounds. Now, here's what I can say. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how y'all thought at the time about the first touchdown. When they went for 2, I was grinding Doug up. You know what I mean? Too. Like, I was grinding Doug. Like, why? Like, what is the point? Like, I don't even understand what you're thinking. But it was starting to seem like it was about to come down to that 2 point. And I'm sitting there, I'm texting. I'm in the group chat. I'm talking to Charles. I'm talking to Murph. Y'all wasn't in there. I'm talking to Notion. I'm like, yo, it seemed like this is before the pick 6. I'm like, it seemed like that decision is going to be the
defining moment.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, like maybe I was wrong. You know what I mean? But now that I look at it, I still don't like him going for 2. I understand that he converted, but what was the point of that? You know what I mean?
Hey, look, I'm doing my live stream, right? So we're like this. Yeah. Carson Wentz, he calls his own number. Let's go for the touchdown. I'm like, let's get this 7-0. I'm over here reading chats, right? I'm not looking at TV. I'm like this. And I'm like this. I'm watching. I'm like, they're going for it. I'm like, what? I look over. I'm like, what? And I'm like, why? Why now? But he got it, so it was good. Listen, at the end of the day, we all know when you take that big boy decision, whether it be go for it on a 4th down that you shouldn't really, or a 2-point conversion. If you get it, all is forgiven. If you don't get it, then we revisit this situation and say, you made a mistake. But listen, I can say this. I wouldn't have done it, but listen, it turned to a W. So at the end of the day, the next time Dougie P goes for something that I don't agree with, I'm gonna have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm. So the one thing I will say about the receiver play, which is, we've had a revolving door since the season started.
Do you see that stat? Do you see that stat?
I've got to give Aaron Moorhead a ton of credit. If you watch, I think it was a third or a fourth down conversion play where they ran it was like a pick or it might even been a switch route. I have to go back and watch the all 22 on it, but it was Fulgham and it was Hightower, and man, it was executed perfectly. That thing was executed to a T.
Yeah, they brought that up. Yeah, they you talking about the pick? You talking about the pick play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
mean,
like
that's such a big difference.
You would have thought that they was playing for years with each other. Yeah, I like that. But I want to ask y'all this, and I want to ask the chat also. When we got the ball with, I want to say it was like a minute and 20 seconds left. That play calling was trash to me. Like that third down when you just had Carson. What was Carson Wentz supposed to be doing with the football on that third down before we punted and gave them the football? And like with like a minute and like he just took a sack. Like it seemed like Doug wants to be aggressive in the beginning of the game, but then when the game's on the line, he just turns into, oh well, we'll take the tie or whatever the case may be. I didn't like that play call. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like I didn't. Not only did I didn't like it, I didn't understand it. Like if you just, I'd rather you just run the ball and you punt. But then to get your quarterback hit and get your quarterback in a situation to where as though he can probably get hurt at the end of the game, like you don't do that. Like they pause. They swallow.
Hey, wait, give her another birthday shout out, and let's just say how big this was, because we all saw in the pregame. Give her that respect.
Happy cake day to you. Hey, the Eagles came through for you. I don't know if they knew it was your birthday, but we need your birthday every Sunday. I want you to come on BBP every Sunday and say it's my birthday, y'all. Seriously.
Shout out to Katie, aka Nina, for a happy, great birthday, and it finished off with not only our first win, but also the win that for some reason propelled us into first place. Like, I don't understand it still, but it is what it is.
And that's another thing, real fast. Shout out to Murph. Like that last series, no Miles Sanders. Like, was he hurt? Like, I don't understand that. You got Corey Clement and Boston Scott in. Why don't you have your starting running back running the football? Why do you if Boston Scott or Corey Clement fumble that football, we looking at Doug in a whole new aspect. But I'm still looking at him in a whole new aspect because you put these guys, first of all, they cold. I don't want to keep bringing this up, but I was a running back. I know what it's like to come in the fourth quarter and be cold. It's a difference when you got your guy who's already rolling or he's been taking hits all game, even if he's not rolling at all. Ain't no fatigue, man. Miles Sanders already came on the radio and said he ain't fatigued. I ain't trying to hear that. I don't know why Doug keep doing that to Miles, man. But anyway, if you already been taking hits all game, you already been in the groove of the game. You already know this offensive line, how they're blocking because the offensive line been in and out. These guys ain't been running behind this offensive line against this defense. So you gotta, if you look at how Miles Sanders was running the football, even though it really wasn't effective as much as we wanted, you seen that he knew kind of what holes to pick because he knew who was stronger. He knew who was going to get him a little leeway, and he can lean in. I seen Miles Sanders, no lie. I didn't see Miles Sanders not one time go backwards. I seen him being able to lean forward. It might be 3 yards on first down, but that's still a positive play. The reason that I'm saying that is because you see, if you bring it, we done seen it. We seen it against Dallas last year when we won. When they brought the guy in for Zeke Elliott at the end of the game, and he ended up fumbling. You can't do that. You got to bring in your guy. You got to bring in your guy at the end of the game in situations like that. You bring in Boston Scott and Corey Clement. I don't understand that, man. What you think about that?
I don't know why they do certain. I don't know why they make certain decisions. Fresh, it makes no sense to me either. I understand if you're trying to preserve somebody in a big win, and you know what I'm saying, you just don't want to expose them to injury. But that wasn't the circumstance of the game. You know what I mean? Like you could have really used a conversion or two there to kill that clock. They're weird about stuff, Fresh. I don't know why they make certain personnel decisions that they do. Kara, first time in a long time we've seen you here, Kara. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, though.
Wait, what
Sean,
happened?
he got COVID.
Oh damn, Karen! Shout out to you, but damn, I hope your dad is all right. I ain't know that.
Mm-hmm. Sean, what's good, man? He said, Gate City, did Carson look better tonight? I thought he did. I think for the majority of the game, I thought he looked a lot better because I thought Doug played a little more to what makes Carson better. He was moving the pocket more. He was letting Carson kind of take off and run a little bit more. I thought he looked a little better. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game.
Jersey
but
Boy brought up the super chat too.
Yeah, let's be real. It's going to be hard to be it's going to be hard to be a perfect game when you have that many weapons missing. So, I mean, look, when we get Alshon back, I think you're going to see way more consistency on the from the offense, especially if we can start returning, 2 receivers. Man, it's going to make a tremendous difference for us. Jersey Boy, what's good, man? We appreciate the super chat, Mike. You want to read it?
Shout out to my guy Jersey Boy with the $5 super chat, and let's go. We watching. Listen, if you look at my screen TV, but I can't do because I don't want to get no copyright. We talking to Travis Fulgham. This man's at the podium talking about, yeah, I caught that game winner. What's up though? Put me on the team. Listen, Jersey Boy with the $5 super chat. Great W. Carson showed a lot of heart. D-line really showed up big time. Offense was shaky. Shout out to Gate City on Fulgham. I talked about the video. He's a keeper. What's up with Sanders? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he can. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with him that he can't stay the distance. But go ahead.
No, that's what Reese was talking about. That's what he was saying is like the decision to not let Sanders stay in the game when we're trying to convert, a couple of third downs, and
I honestly think it's a Miles Sanders pulls himself out of the game type situation. I don't think it's a Doug Peterson said, oh, Boston Scott or Corey Clement is better. No, I think it's for something.
I hope that's not it.
I know, but for some reason, Miles Sanders keeps kind of pulling himself out of games. And this is an undiscovered topic that we got to talk about. Because listen, Doug Peterson didn't want to throw his man under the bus. So he said one of the reasons why he abandoned the run was they didn't say why you abandoned the run. They said, why'd you stop giving the ball to Miles Sanders? He was hot. And Doug said, last podium was like, he was dealing with something.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in pregame.
The gambling hippie. I'll make a confession. Although I made it a whole entire video on Fulgham and I was tracking all that stuff and I was talking about that in my video. In the first offensive series, I saw number 13 out there. And obviously I didn't mistake it for Aguilar, but in my mind I was thinking who is that? Who the hell is
I did too. I did too. I said, who the hell? It's crazy. That's the same way I thought about Robert Davis last year. I'm like, who the hell is this dude?
Yeah, but listen, so I'm doing the real live play-by-play, right? I'm like this. I'm like, all right. I'm like, so the Eagles in the shotgun. They got blah 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 to the left. He throw it. He catches it. It's number 13. Who? And so look, everybody's watching. I'm like, who? I'm like, oh yeah. And Gate City said Travis Fulgham, but I had to get it after I got the first one done.
Was he wearing 13 in camp, guys?
No, I don't know what he was wearing in camp.
I don't even remember him in camp. Nobody talked about him in camp at all.
No, they said he was making big catches, but there was no film about it. It was all word by word.
I made a video showing a little bit of stuff I could find, but he was incredibly difficult to pull film on. Nobody was posting anything on Twitter, really. Nobody it was almost impossible to pull film on him.
Hold up, Jarek Reed. I appreciate you being a Cowboys fan, coming here and just giving us that good stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Who's on top of the division? Let me hear it. I got to. Hey, shout out to my guy, Jared Reed. He's one of them guys who just be nonchalant, not that crap talker. So I'm not trying to rub it in his face. But at the end of the day, the first win takes us the first place. You couldn't ask for this in a storybook. It's crazy. It's still disgusting in the sense of the whole NFL. But look, my first goal as an Eagle fan is to be better than 3 teams: the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team. After that, we make the playoffs, and then we talk. Hey, if it only takes 8 games to win this division, well, I'll take it still. I still want to be better than them 3 teams.
I'll shout Mike out for a second here. Mike does do live streams. He's been doing play-by-play for the games, actually. So if you go to the Philly Talk podcast, he actually does do it. I personally don't do it because it would get demonetized in like the first 30 seconds because I can't compose myself to do play-by-play. I just can't.
I've been talking on a microphone. I've been talking on the microphone since 7 o'clock. So let me give it to my guy, Philly Fresh down low, who came on with none but smiles. He got a little bit serious now, but talk more why we should be smiling as Philadelphia Eagle fans.
I mean, you seen your quarterback get put in a very, very bad situation. You seen your quarterback get basically from the media just get drilled. You seen nothing but hate through talk radio, sports talk radio, WIP, the Fanatic. You seen everybody except us. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all in the chat that was picking the 49ers. I would never pick another team other than my team. I don't care. You know what I mean? I feel as though it's any given Sunday. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J. Any given Sunday. Like, so when you look at it, right, you got a quarterback that's depleted with wide receivers. Let's just go across the league real fast. Kirk Cousins, does he look different without Stephon Diggs? Answer me that. Deshaun Watson, does he look different without D-Hop? Answer me that. So you look across the whole league, right? And you got dudes that everybody wants to talk about Carson Wentz. I seen overthrows all today. But everybody wants to talk about Carson Wentz. Nobody gave him, I ain't gonna say nobody, but it was limited people that gave him respect of what he did last week. He basically did the same thing this week, except for throwing that touchdown. You know what I mean? But he put the team on his back when everything was falling apart. I'm talking about you had defense. If you really break down tape, we want to talk about some of the throws that he missed. How about we talk about the offensive line was just not good? I mean, shout out to, you know what I mean, Jordan Mailata and stuff like that. Held it down for what we thought. I thought he was gonna be barbecue chicken the whole game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was scared. But he held it down. But you seen some plays. Lane Johnson was getting beat. You just seen the he had no room in the pocket to move some plays. It's like he can't even throw the ball away. Because if he does, then it's intentional ground. So you might as well just take the sack. The interception, I don't know what he was doing right there. Right. I don't know what was going on. I gotta really see that play again. But I thought as though other than the interception and a couple other plays, we seen Carson was really coming into his zone. And I think now that he finally got a W under his belt, you see these young kids, you see how they adapt to Carson. You see how they there. You know what I mean? Same thing that we seen last year. So I'm really thinking things are going to look up. You got Pittsburgh next week. They're coming off a bye week. You know what I mean? But we got Pittsburgh next week. So we're going to see. You know what I mean? But I like what I seen overall. There's some things that you can dissect. You can pick at. But when you look at it, man, we got the dub, and that's what we wanted, right?
Yeah. And for hang on. There's some guys in here that are chiming in that I'm pretty sure you're not Eagle fans, judging by your comments, saying that we're going to catch L's against the Steelers and Ravens. Let me ask you a question about the Steelers, and I'm not discrediting them. Look, you play the games that are before you, and you play to win. Who have they beaten, guys? Are you kidding me? The Giants? Really? The Texans, how many games have they won this year? Denver.
This is for you anyways.
Denver
So
catch its first victory on Thursday against
Same
the
thing
Jets.
with the 49ers. It's the same thing with the 49ers. Who has the 49ers beat? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah. Nobody.
But,
Mediocre teams. Well,
hey.
not even mediocre teams, really.
When you're done roasting the people who just can constantly come in here and hate on us, but guess what? I love it. If you're up at 12:34 and you just hating on people, well, then you better check your life. But listen, go ahead. That's for you, my guy.
What's up, BMO? Careful. He said, bro, Slay arm looked bad last game, and then he almost dislocated his knee tonight, but he's still balling. But we got dudes on IR because of a toe and other BS. Look, man, Darius Slay has been the absolute best free agent acquisition we made. No, hands down. And remember, there were dudes freaking out in camp because he got beat a couple times in practice. We talking about not the game. Practice.
Practice? We talking about practice. Hey, let me just
can I ask y'all a question?
I'll let you finish.
Because I texted the
real quick. I gotta say this.
What?
Bro. The two things I saw Darius Slay go out for had me almost in baby tears. What I'm trying to say is this: when the guy pulled his arm like this, it was bad. I said he kind of dislocated his arm. He's done. Dude came back in the same game. And then, again, shout out to Brandon Ayuk, 2020's guy. Darius Slay was in position to tackle him. The dude used the crown of his head right in his knee, took him out of it, which then I got to give him the credit for jumping over the moon, jumping over Marcus Epps. That's just straight athleticism. But listen, be more careful. You 100% right. This guy, his arm was broken back like I thought he was done forever with that arm breaking. Then the knee hit, I thought he was done. Darius Slay, who's been known as a Lions defender, to miss a lot of games for hamstrings. This man is Iron Man so far. But let me I'm knocking on wood and all that stuff. But hey, shout out to you. Be more careful. But listen, he needs to be more careful. But Darius Slay.
I mean, first of all, I get what you're saying, but that really wasn't his fault. First of all, that was a dirty hit. That's number one. Like, I don't understand how that didn't get called. I don't understand how that touchdown when he led with the crown of his helmet didn't get called. I don't understand how Brandon Graham taxed the official with 40 seconds left in the game, and he just hurt. So you give him all this time to set up. Man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. It started looking goofy. I'm like, yo, ref, Brandon Graham he barely touched you, and now you hurt. You sitting on the ground. Like, come on, man, don't do that. But real fast, Travis said they only practiced that play, him and Carson, one time in practice, and it was perfect in practice, and it was perfect today. John Clark just tweeted that John real fast, just so y'all know.
Oh, snap. Hey, more power to them, man, because they look like they did that 100 times, bro, before the game, man. It was, man, that was a dime thrown in there, man. Hey, I know some of you guys are chopping us up about Jannard Avery. Y'all want us to talk about him. Look, the one thing I'll say about Jannard Avery is this.
He was eating a little bit.
I thought this game he stood out a little bit, and we all know that he's a speed rusher, but I thought the one play that stood out was when he actually got a bull rush on. I didn't know Jannard Avery had that in him, so I'll shout him out for that. Like, there were times where I legitimately questioned why he made it over other guys and why he wasn't IR'd to and then bring a guy like Joe Osman originally on the roster or something like that. And Avery kind of showed out today of what he can do. I mean, that's the thing, is that the coaching staff gets to see some things that we're not, we don't get to see these guys 24/7 like they do. But I thought Avery, definitely, first time I thought today was the first time I thought to myself, like, hey, man, like, dude, him and Sweat together coming in off the bench is pretty good.
Yeah.
Hassan Rizzo even got in there.
Yeah,
I like the
on
whole
Avery,
D-line.
on Avery, real fast. You know, he's really not as talented as him, but he's really that kind of Javion Clowney type of guy, kind of like a rover. You know what I mean? Kind of like a joker, whatever you want to call it. And you're absolutely right. To see him do that bull rush and to see him, first of all, it looked like he gained some weight. I don't know if it's just me, but it looked like a Janoris Avery gained. When I seen him, I'm like, who the heck is that?
I thought
He
so
looked like
too.
you thought so too, right?
Yeah, I
Like
thought
he
so
looked like
too.
a DT or something, but he still got that speed, man. Like I think he can be a major factor on his defense. Um, just for the day, just for the day. I'm going to apologize to Derek Barnett. He looked like a first round draft pick. I know I said it earlier, but I don't know how many people was in here. He looked like a first round draft pick. I seen swing moves. I seen spin moves. I seen bull rushes. I seen him going around. What's the guy named Trent Williams? And
And
he's not.
he's a
And
good
he's not. And he's not. You said what?
He's a great left tackle.
That's what I'm about to say. And he ain't no slouch. He ain't no joke. He was giving him the business, man.
He
So
did.
shout out to Derek Barnett. I need to see that every
No,
week,
but
man.
Sweat was the one who beat him on that sack fumble, or was, I don't know. It was a big play. Sweat legitly just beat Trent Williams.
But I tell y'all, I've been telling y'all all off season about this dude.
Yeah, listen, Philly Fresh guy at least one or two videos solely dedicated to say why Josh Sweat will step up this year. So if you type in Josh Sweat, I think you only see not me, not Gay Sleepy.
Man, I ain't the only one.
Listen, we never had a video that tagged his name in it. But if you type in Josh Sweat on YouTube, you will see this man right here.
Yeah, listen, the athleticism of this dude and the speed, and I just think he's like he can be the complete defensive end. He's not there yet, but the physique of him, and once I seen him actually play, I'm like, this dude got it all. Now you got to coach some things he need to be coached on. You know what I mean? But I just think he has it all. And years to come, we're going to have to pay this man. We're probably going to have to pay this man like $80 million. Like, seriously. He got it like that, y'all. But go ahead.
80?
Yeah.
So Jalen said, happy about the win, but still have a lot of issues that need to be addressed that are non-injury related. Yeah, Jalen, we kind of touched on that earlier about talking about
Jalen, where you been, my guy? I ain't seen him in a minute. My bad. I just ain't seen him in a minute.
You're good. No, like we all kind of said that earlier when we first came on. You can ask these two guys. I'm probably a little more pessimistic about the win than these two guys are. We were talking backstage.
Hold on. I just want to let you guys know. Look, and you too, because Gate, I know we are differently, but listen, I'm not saying sound the alarms. The Philadelphia Eagles are back.
Sound the alarms.
For the no, listen, we have a lot of work to do. This was a disgusting win. First of all, I spent 7 o'clock talking about how we can win. Then I spent from 8 to now on the whole game and watching the game with the guys who watched me in the play-by-play. Shout out to you guys, and who didn't. Listen to my words. We played. Listen, I was almost losing my voice.
They slurred.
I'm almost losing my voice. The game was, listen, it came down to this. The defense saved us time and time again. Carson Wentz is not the only problem on offense. The problem on offense is, where is the offense? Who's going to get it for you? Until Carson Wentz dropped back and threw a pass to Travis Fulgham, where was the offense? It was Greg Ward for 6, Zach Ertz for 8, Greg Ward for 6, John Hightower for 5, Greg Ward for 3, Miles Sanders for 6. We are the definition of dink and super dunk. We
I
took
mean,
our shots very limited. We allowed our defense to play. Listen, the defense won this game. Interception, fumble, interception. When
Yeah.
Mullins
Defense
turned
balled
it,
out.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like
Carson Wentz managed the game.
I wasn't even gonna say about Carson Wentz. That's not what I was gonna say.
Carson Wentz managed the game. He did not make the dumb turnover. He kept the game in reach with his play. Also, I will say he was spectacular with his feet. He was spectacular with his feet, and he kept the game in reach with his arm. But the defense, remind you, we lost to the Washington football team. Why? 2 interceptions for the Eagles, 0 for the Washington football team. We lost to the Bengals because 2 interceptions for the Eagles, 0 for the Bengals. Will Carson Wentz start the game early with an interception? And from that point forward, Carson Wentz managed the game, and the defense got 2 interceptions, 1 for a pick six, and a fumble recovery when we needed it the most. The defense definitely won the game for us. There's no doubt about it. But guess what?
I think Reese said it. I think Reese said it backstage to me when you went off to go put your jersey and stuff on and get ready. But I think Reese and I were talking backstage, and I think it was Reese who said it to me. He was like, I'm worried about this game, but at the same time, I know the Eagles do respond in these moments. And he was right. They responded.
But
because I kind of brought up
more the defense. Definitely. You cannot look at this game anyways or saying that the defense did not put us in every situation to win the game. If we lost this game, it would not have been on a defense because the defense got 3 turnovers for the offense and we still only put up 25 points. That's still kind of bad.
We're not arguing that we're not arguing that the turnovers didn't play.
But my thing is why you about to break your arm to pat them on the back. It's like we deserve this. This is what you should have did because you had no turnovers before this game. So you should have did this. My thing about what you were saying about where's the explosive plays, 6 yards and dinking and dacking and whatever the case may be is. It's hard to do that when you got a makeshift offensive line, number one. You got new receivers every single day, not week. Every single day is some new receivers coming in and out.
Not a shot on Carson. It's a shot on our offense in total.
I'm not saying that you're talking about Carson. I said that before I even started talking, bro. I'm not saying that you're talking about Carson. I'm talking about play call. I'm talking about the things that. Well, first of all, sometimes Doug just feels as though whoever's in there, we're gonna run the same plays. But you gotta, when it do come to Carson, you gotta look at some of the things that what he's working with. But I wasn't even talking about Carson. What I'm saying is, when you come into a game and you looking at the guys that we have, John Hightower really the only speed. You know what I mean? And they probably, when you look at the defense, I gotta go to the all-22. And I want to see exactly how the defense was responding to the offense. Because if you don't have, this is what they did to us last year. If you don't have no speed downfield, they just want to make sure everything is in front of them. And then we just go get the football. I've seen some bad play calling. I've seen some screens to Boston Scott. I've seen some end arounds that shouldn't have been called. You know what I mean? When you got linebackers like they have, like we should have, I think that we do. But they're sitting on
linebackers' names.
What?
What's the linebackers' names that we should have?
That ain't my team. I don't give a damn what they linebackers' names is.
Let me say this though for the people real quick. Listen,
you asking me that for?
Let me say this though. If you were in my stream, I defended Carson while saying the passes were bad that he did. Listen, Carson called his own number for our only touchdown. Carson did this. Carson did that. I defended Carson. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Carson turned the table because I still seen some stuff that he has to clean up, that I understand he has a limited cast. I understand that. He had that last year, 4 weeks in a row against an offense who can put up 40 points. Can't win games when they need to, a la against the Eagles and a la against the Browns. But listen, if you watch that game and think that Carson Wentz is automatically back, no. What he brought back is mobility. And we got lucky, not lucky. We made do because of his mobility. We really didn't make do from his arm. We made do from his mobility. And then in clutch times, Carson came out and delivered. And so at the end of the day, I was on the stream saying, should I take the Slay jersey off? Should I put the Carson jersey on? Because Carson is going to bring this home for us. So for people who think I hate Carson, no. I love Carson a little bit too much. Go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and do your thing.
Look, my perspective on Carson is until I can really see the all 22, it's really hard to judge it. I mean, like I said, I saw a couple things here and there, nothing major. Like even the interception, the ball was, his arm was hit as he was releasing the ball.
It was a decision. It was a decision worth thing. He should have just took the sack there. That's where he should have took the sack.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, man. Like that's easy to say when you're like, you know what I'm saying, when we're sitting home watching. It's a lot harder when you're in the game. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I will say, like I said, man, I'm more concerned about what do we do with getting some rhythm and getting some like actual consistency out of this offense, which I think is what Reese was getting to, which is the reason we weren't seeing those explosive plays is because of the lack of personnel around Carson right now. And we did hit a couple. I mean, Fulgham, that was a huge play. Hightower had a really big 4th down conversion. Like we had a few, but I get what you're saying, Mike. There was a lot of dump offs that didn't go anywhere. A lot of 2-3-yard bootlegs.
Hey, how can we make this offense just move the ball more? Because after the first time we scored a touchdown, we really didn't move the ball at all. We had one drive where we moved it, where Jason Kelce snapped the ball like 17 yards back and Carson had to go get that. But besides the touchdown and that thing, the offense stayed stagnant and the defense had to keep digging us out. How can we make the offense with the personnel work?
I'm going to be honest. I know some people are really patting Doug Peterson on the back right now. I'm not too willing to give him a big pat on his back right now, personally. I feel like there are times he's definitely scheming things open and Carson's missing it, and I've pointed out in film. But I think even Reese would agree with me, because I think we've definitely talked about this off camera a few times. There's also, like, it seems like these D coordinators kind of have a feel for Doug Peterson now. Like, they know his system, and he just hasn't stayed ahead of the curve enough to innovate it enough to keep it fresh. And I thought tonight, moving the pocket and stuff like that, I thought was a good start to things. But, I don't know, man. I'm still, look, I like the fact we came out of this with a victory, because it keeps us alive, man. It's another week that we get to fight this through. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we do need to find momentum here. We do need, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do need to have some answers. And I think getting some guys back like Alshon Jeffrey and stuff like that is going to go a long way. I think Quez Watkins has a possibility of being back next week too. Getting Will Parks back on defense is only going to make us better. Like,
let's go. He's going to be a lurker. Watch when he starts lurking. But go ahead, Philly Fresh. Give me something. Give me something.
I mean, Gates hit it on the head. Like, when we start getting dudes back, I think it's going to be more of a problem. It's going to be a problem for other teams. Quez Watkins is somebody that I want to see on this field so bad. I want to see what he got. And then when you finally get Rhaegar back, Rhaegar is a dog. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, what I seen from him in only 2 games, and I seen him even when Carson Wentz put him in a predicament to where as though he got lit up, and him get right up twice. He's a dog. You see the speed, you see the 50-yard reception. You know what I mean? I think he was the right pick. A lot of people want to talk about Brandon Ayuk, and they want to talk about Justin Jefferson and all that kind. I think this dude, he's just not healthy right now. But I think this dude is the right pick. And I seen somebody, somebody asked me to talk about I can't find that this chat jumping. Shout out to all of y'all in here, man. Seriously. But somebody asked me to talk, huh?
279 people watching on the respective channels. Again, we're still live on 3 channels.
Shout out to y'all, man.
On 3 channels, but listen, you're watching it, right? So listen, you like what I say? Whoever's on my channel must like it. Whoever's on his channel likes that, and whoever's on his channel likes that. But listen, you got the Philly Talk podcast. Check them out. You got the Gate City Sports channel. Check him out. And down low is Philly Fresh. Check them out. All I'm asking, listen, it's W. We haven't been able to talk about a W, but listen, this week there's going to be more positivity than y'all seen in a month, because in the last month we were trash. So check all the channels out you can get. Gate City Sports Channel, Philly Fresh, Philly Talk Podcast. Search them up after this. And before you do that, you're watching it, 291 in the channel, smash the like button. Wherever you're watching it, smash the like button. It's simple, it's easy, it's cheap, and guess what? First place in NFC East.
Jared, let me ask you a question. Jared, let me ask you a question, my guy. So you say that we must have watched a different game from you because Doug called a great game from your perspective. May I remind you, it was 8 points in the first half. And by the way, San Francisco, like I said, San Francisco, you can't sleep on their defense. It's better than what people give it credit for. But let's be real. We were facing their backup secondary.
Who's on their defense, though? No Nick Bosa, no Sullivan Thomas, no D4. Listen. There's a thing called a front four. You got a front four, and I'm taking 3 of your front 4 away.
But I can say the same thing about our offense, though.
Correct. What I'm saying, correct. But listen, the defense on the line. This is the best line in the game when it's healthy. Sullivan, Thomas, D Ford, Nick Bosa, no. Now let's go back to the second half, right? Richard Sherman, nope. Weatherspoon, nope. Mosley, nope. So what I'm saying is the Eagles had opportunities in the secondary and exactly. Listen, first of all, if this was the 49ers D-line against Nate Herbig, Matt Pryor, Jordan Mailata, and Jack Driscoll and Jason Kelsey, well, night, you know the end of that. We would have been hurt, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Hey, Zesty Steakhouse, I'm going to answer you real quick, man. And we need, like, Reese has been waiting to talk for like 10 minutes now. Sorry, freshman. Ertz was non-existent tonight. Dude, they blanketed him. That was the one guy that they basically put in their game plan. They were not going to let beat him. So, I mean, there's only so much you can do if you're Ertz, man, if they're blanketing you with coverage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be realistic with that.
We also know when Fresh goes, it's a nice 7-minute piece. Go ahead, my guy. Get it.
That's because I don't get to talk that much. So when I go, I got to go. You know what I mean? I don't just go, I go. It's a difference between going and going.
Go ahead, do your thing, my guy.
No, real fast. Somebody asked me to talk about Jordan Mailata's play and if, you know, like basically like the future. Jordan Mailata still got some work to do. Shout out to him holding it down, though. Like, I'm not going to take nothing away from him. I still want you to call up Cordy Gunn. This dude is still not on nobody's team. He's just sitting on the streets. Jordan Mailata is not somebody that I want to rely on, but he is serviceable. We've seen that. Like I said earlier, y'all, I thought that Carson Wentz was going to be running for his life because of Jordan Mailata. But he held it down. But I did see some plays, you know, and I got to go through some tape again. I see some plays and a lot of defenses are going to start doing this because if I seen it and they pointed it out on national TV, it's things that he misses. When the defense, when the defense is doing not in the rounds, but when the defense is doing cross routes, basically trying to confuse him, he doesn't know who to block. And that comes with experience. You know what I mean? But I don't need that experience at the cost of my quarterback right now. You know what I mean? So I need him to figure that out in practice. Call up Cordy Glenn yesterday. You know what I mean? But I do feel like Mailata, he held his ground. Driscoll came in when Lane Johnson was in and out.
But
Held his ground.
Does anybody know what the actual thing was for Lane Johnson? Because why he go in and out and in and out and in
hamstring.
Out.
He had a hamstring. They said he had a hamstring.
But there was times where he's like he went into the locker room, then he played, and he was on the sideline, then he played on the sideline, then he played. Like it was like he was picking his poison.
He had a hamstring. Them hamstrings is iffy, man.
Correct.
1 minute you feel like you ever had like in the middle of the night just have a cramp and like that's gonna make you want to cry. Like literally make you want to cry. Like you can't get it out. It's like a big knot in the back of your leg when you can't. I done had them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like literally you want to cry when you can't get them out. So when you got them, you got to go in the locker room. You got to get them massaged out. They use that little roll thing that they got. And,
Correct.
They're trying to make sure that, that you're ready. So he probably, when you bend it straight and you stretching it out, you cool for a minute. You like, oh, all right, I'm ready to go. But then when you sit back and then you block it again, that joint tighten up again. You like, oh, I need to get up out of here. Like, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like Jason Peters. Like, because people text me saying, yo, he doing it like he doing Lane Johnson, the next Jason Peters. He wasn't doing it like that. It was different. He was trying to fight to be on the football field for his team. That's different. He wasn't picking his plays like, oh no. Lane Johnson was actually trying to be on the football field. But them hamstrings, man.
They do work. Good.
First, I thought it was. I don't understand why we got so many hamstring injuries, but them Jones ain't no joke. At first, I thought it was his ankle. Y'all can hear me? We good?
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
At first, I thought it was his ankle. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this ain't good. He had to clean up surgery and all that. I'm like, man, this ain't good. But then once I heard it was a hamstring, you know what I mean? I'm like, you don't want you got to be hurt, but it's something that is not going to really linger if you get it treated right. I tell you the truth, I would have when it's a hamstring like that, them joints is tricky. I would have rather him just be like, listen, man, like I'm done for the day, like and let Driscoll play but I get it. You want to be out there fighting for your guys, so you in and out. But at the same time, you got to understand for dudes that's next to you, for even your center and your right guard, that causes confusion because it's certain things that Lane Johnson does that Driscoll can't do. You know what I mean? So when you're doing that, you cause the confusion to your center, number one, because he don't know who the heck over there. Because a lot of people don't know this. Kelsey a lot of times tells people who to pull, like you're pulling. You know what I mean? He talks to the offensive line. And you got to make sure that you know who is in. And if he's looking over there, he thinks it's Lane Johnson 1 minute and it ain't. You know what I mean? And he's telling Driscoll to do something that he can't do. That can be disastrous. So you got to make sure, like Lane, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I've been there. I get it. You want to fight for your team. But at the same time, sometimes it's just like, man, I'm going to have to sit this one out. You know what I mean?
Facts. So let me get to this one quick thing. My guy, our guy, to be honest, Jalen Williams, who was on here last week to discuss the online play, said Mailata looked a lot better than I thought he would. But I saw Doug try to help him with giving him a tight end. The motions also forced the defensive ends to tighten his split to make it easier for him. So he was saying, hey, shout out to Jordan Mailata. You're in an NFL game. You're playing against NFL talent. But again, Doug, on the low key, tried to make it easier for him. The offense itself tried to make it easier. Listen, you got to understand, look, you think it's just Carson and the receivers. Like, on offense, it's only about the quarterback and the receivers. It's not like to make them look good. You gotta be able to be good in front. Listen, we all know you live and die by the D line and the O line. The O line was in trouble, but Doug used all his extra juju, let's say, to divide into the offensive line. So listen, you're like, why can't we get down the field? You know why we're dink and dunk? Because a lot of times we had to have a scat. We can't do scat protection. You know what I'm saying? We got to have protection. And when we did scat protection, Carson had to get the ball out of his hand quickly. Quick. Look, there was still a lot of things that we need to clean up. Every single game has been clean up stuff. But every single game besides the Rams game, we should have won. We should be a bad team at 3-1. We can still feel the same way about the Eagles. Wow, we need work. But we should be we need work team at 3-1. And the main reason we're not, besides the blunder of the I'm gonna stay stagnant on overtime, is listen, Carson Wentz, bro. Listen, watch my channel. Who's on my channel? Watch my channel. I love me some Wentz. I freaking love me some Wentz. He's not going to get benched, but he's the main reason we don't got another win on our record. That's true. That's true. If somebody can look me in my eye and tell me that he's not one of the main reasons why we don't got another win on our thing, and forget the Rams game. We got beaten all facets. But the Bengals, the blunder by Doug was still big because still Carson still tried to put us in a chance to win with the holding call and everything. It still comes down to, like, bro, stop turning the ball over. We won a turnover battle. We won the game. 1-3. The other game, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. One of them was 3-0. I just was quiet for you guys. Go ahead, Gate.
And Mike, you got a super chat at 104, man.
Sorry, I didn't even look.
It's all good, man.
Shout out to my guy, the black guy from Wii Sports. We just smacking all balls around. I appreciate you, my guy. Black Lives Matter. Like, listen, on the real though, it's not me just being funny or nothing. Like, for real though, it is a true thing. Like, learn about it, talk about it, be about it. All right?
Where do you see that at? Where do you see Black Lives Matter?
It's not. I just feel like saying it. Practice squad receivers over J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Definitely. Look. We already saw that a guy who's right there just made a video today about Travis Fulgham. He made a video saying why he has an opportunity to be the Eagles' X. Right? Travis Fulgham has been quiet all game. And the game-winning touchdown comes from who? Not J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Look, Greg Ward Jr. beat J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in 6 games to his 16 games, right? I'm not trying to really crap on J.J., but it's easy to do it.
Hey, bring up Jay Triller real fast, man.
All right, real quick.
I just read that too, Reese. Like,
shout out to you, black guy.
Lacking perspective, dude.
Listen, you're right. Deontay Burnett got yards. Greg Ward Jr. is a master in the offense while being a practice squad quarterback / receiver. JJ.
Yo, his route running is good, yo.
Disgusting.
Who?
No, JJ Whiteside's leash is getting disgusting. But yeah, I'm surprised. Yo. The slant with the faking it out. I like that from an ex-quarterback.
You talking about Greg Ward, right? You talking about that? Yo, his route running has been getting better, man.
Hold on. Okay. Go ahead.
Yo, that's funny. That's funny. 2020.
Oh yeah, let me read. Dak Prescott got 502 yards, 4 TDs, 1 interception. Wentz got 193, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Even in the loss of Dak outplays Wentz. You lost. So let me say this though. Listen. The Cowboys offense last year was the 10th best offense in NFL history. Let me repeat that. You had the 10th best offense in NFL history. Bro, you're like, yeah, did you get to the NFC Championship? No. Bro, did we get to the playoffs? No. Did we get over 500? No. Bro, you broke a record twice, having the 10th best record in NFL history and being the only one in the top 10 who didn't make the playoffs. The other ones was the greatest show on turf, the Tom Brady with Randy Moss, the Denver Broncos who would have got 2015. All these offenses not only won the Super Bowl, they at least made the playoffs. So you were the 10th best offense in 50 years, bro. 8-8. 9-7. Practice squad players beat you. Now let's look at it again. Against the Falcons, Dak is looking extra good in the second half. Luckily, their coach is trash and they don't know how to take a onside kick, so you won that game. Okay, you should be 0-4, but let's say that you're playing against the Seahawks with no defense. Ryan Fitzpatrick throws for 3 touchdowns and 300 yards. But you're proud that Dak did it, but you caught the L. And then the biggest one is you go against the Cleveland Browns in your own territory, and guess what? The guy who takes a shit on his chest took a shit on your chest. Odell Beckham with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say, and then I'm going to end this topic just because I don't want to waste time with this fool. Bro, last year, Dak Prescott had set. Hang on, Mike. Last year, Dak Prescott had 7 games where he threw for over 300 yards. You were 3-4. The 3 teams you beat the Giants in like week 1. You beat Washington in week 17. You beat Detroit minus Matthew Stafford. Who did you beat in those games? Nobody. Okay, Dak. What's he done this season? Oh, yeah, Dak's lighting up the scoreboard. He's doing all this. Bro, you're a 1-3.
Bro,
the only team you beat was Atlanta.
Let me just say this. Their team scored a combined 150 points. Their team probably scored 150 points in the first 4 games, but they got 1 win. You scored. Listen, the Eagles scored about 60 points in 4 games. You scored 150 and we're in first place. What's up, though? Like, listen, that's like the guy who punched me 10 times in my face, but I punched you 1 time. You knocked the fuck out. Let's go. All right. So listen.
Hey, Mike, you get good.
Yeah, I monetization is off here. I don't care about that anymore. Look, at the end of the day, the Eagles are in front of the NFC East. I'm sorry, guys. I know you were like, maybe I was trying to do it. Like, it don't matter. Look, he took me out my element. I normally don't get out my element. I'm normally the one who's always in the element. I'm always laughing and joking. But look, y'all trash. Like, y'all can score 50 and lose. And guess what? Against us, you're like, I'm going to score 50. Well, no, you're not. We're going to score 30. Luckily, because your defense is so trash, you're going to score 27 and catch up fashion and throw an easy pick. That's what you do. Take your skull mask and get out of here. Listen, show your own fans some love, my guy. Like Cowboys fan talk, he's a cool dude. Go hit his channel up. Law Nation, go hit his channel up. Mark Holmes, go hit his channel up. Like, they can use the support right now, my guy. They don't need you over here. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to come see the champs? I ain't mad at the game. I love you. Good night. I'll kiss you good night to bed. Just make sure you change your socks, my guy. Because I can smell it over here. Change your socks, my guy.
You done on that little soliloquy that you just went on?
Listen. If you come over here enough, stepdad, you got to kiss the baby to sleep no matter what. Listen, I don't want to tell my ex-wife that I don't like her son, but like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Go to sleep.
Mike, chill, man. Your wife
Hey,
gonna kill
hey,
you.
hey,
Man.
hey, 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 I was gonna get at Jay Trello, but Mike, you just
He's
went
good. He's
off.
good. He's good. He's good. He's good. He's good.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Carlos Malona. I don't know what you seen today, but you're tripping. Did you see Nick Foles
Yeah,
today?
we got that time where it's like we about to go do your thing and then we gonna get off a little bit.
Stop it. Stop. Come on, man. Stop it. Like, I don't know if you just came on here just so to make sure that, your comment got posted, but you can say other things. And we're going to bring them up, man. You know what I mean? But you're tripping. Now, what I want to ask y'all guys real fast is,
Trash.
are you more confident now with this win, or do you kind of feel the same way about this team? Basically, what I'm saying is, we still got 2 tough games coming up. We
Gotta
got
be better.
Pittsburgh. What?
We gotta be better. We won the game, but I'm not happy about our performance.
I mean, I'll say this, Fresh. Some of the guys leaving the game today was a little concerning, and I'm hoping it's not long-term injuries or anything like that. Lane Johnson's starting to worry me a little bit, the way he keeps coming in and out of the lineup. Look, we might get, the bright side is, like I said, though, we might end up getting some guys back. Getting Will Parks back on this defense is just going to help us out tremendously. We've definitely missed Will Parks. In addition
we never
to,
had him. We never had him.
But I mean, but
I get what you're saying.
Judging from the scheme and what they were planning to do, what I'm saying, in training camp coming in, like, it definitely, it definitely altered what we can do out there.
Every time we see Marcus Epps, it would be Will Parks. And if you think Marcus Epps to Will Parks' athleticism is differently, you will see what Will Parks can possibly, do that extra next step that we need him to do.
All right, real fast. I want to.
What do you think, Reese? I mean, where are you at on? I mean, me personally, depends on who we get back, man. We get Alshon back, we got Quez back. I mean, if we start getting pieces back to put around Carson, it could get interesting.
I was saying it earlier, but anyway, I was saying it earlier. I like the pieces that we supposed to be getting back, man. Like, I like Will Parks. You know what I mean? I feel as though Will Parks is going to be the Malcolm Jenkins type guy that we need. You know what I mean? That can play in the box, that can tackle. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The tackling in this game was horrible. I seen Duke Riley miss tackles. I seen Nathan Gary miss tackles. I ain't going to really say too many defensive linemen miss tackles, but they was getting blocked good on good screens and all that kind of stuff. But Jalen, I think Jalen Mills needs to stay where the hell he's at. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I don't think he's the safety. I think he needs to stay where he's at. And if he get barbecue chicken, then you can bring in somebody else. But Jalen Mills needs to stay where he's at. Can't wait till Will Parks. I think even though Kayvon had a couple blunders, Kayvon Wallace, it being his first game, I like what I seen from the kid. He was all over the field. But what I wanted to ask y'all real fast, and also the chat, is Slay. You don't really hear too much from Slay. And I think that that's a good thing. He's a soldier, man. Like, I feel as though he has been the best person on this defense this whole year. I know it's only been 4 games. It's only a quarter of a season. But when you look at what Slay has been doing, I can only count probably 1 or 2 catches on him today. You know what I mean? And it's not like they don't have good receivers. It's not like, all right, you want to talk about the quarterback, all right, cool. But even when you look at the tape, and I need to break it down some more, you already know how we get down. You look at Slade, man, it's like he's a magnet to receivers. If he doesn't make a breakup, or if he's not causing disruption, he's right there to make the tackle. And you really can't say that about a lot of these defensive players. A la Nathan Gary. Oh my gosh, he was horrible again. I don't really want to give Nathan Gary too much of my energy. I already know how I feel. I feel as though he should have been on a pond. I don't know why Jim Schwartz liked this dude so much. but we started to see less of him at the end of the game. And I think that's when the defense started turning up because Kittles was torching us. Like, let's just keep it real.
Facts.
Kittles gave us the business, man. And that's a problem, especially when not really going against Pittsburgh, but going against Baltimore. That's what they do. Like, they don't really have like no type of wide receivers, none of that. But Andrews and dudes like that at the tight end position is going to kill you. Now, I like they finally, they use Jalen Hurts, they use Kayvon Wallace, but I still need to see something out of these linebackers. Singleton, shout out to him. I forgot about him. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here.
You can't forget about a pick six, bro.
No, I'm talking about. I forgot about him before the game. Before the game, I forgot about him. I forgot he was.
I would have never thought that he would have got time in if you weren't playing the ultimate lineup that the Eagles got, which is TJ Edwards, Nathan Gary, and Duke Riley. I never would have thought they would have used Alex Singletary as the fourth guy to come in. But let's just say this. We cannot question that man. This man, as Fresh said, he showed up in different packages. And, bro, the pick six, you cannot talk about Singletary. Right now, maybe, again, this is an overreaction, but maybe he should get more playing time. A la Nathan Gary. It's an overreaction because Alex Singletary has never been a guy who showed that on tape. But listen, pick six, bro. I got to respect it. Go ahead, Gate. I know you're ready.
Yeah, guys, I'm about ready to sign off, guys. I'm getting tired, man.
Yeah, we all know. We all know.
And I got work in the morning.
The linebackers.
What do I think about our linebackers?
And Alex Singletary's play that you saw.
Alex Singletary, look, man, it was one good play where he made the pick six. That was a big play. I mean, if you're gonna have one,
a couple breakups too, and a couple tackles too. I seen him play better than Nathan Gary and TJ Edwards. That's all I'm gonna say. But go ahead, my bad, Gates. Go ahead.
I thought TJ Edwards actually had a really good game before he went down with the injury. But the problem being is I don't know how severe the injury is. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? I mean, he could be out. He might be the next guy they put on that short-term IR. Right now, I think you need Alex Singleton because he's the only other guy in there that really has any kind of experience. I'd like to see the younger guys get more playing time. I'd like to see Sean Bradley get a chance. I'd like to see, Davion Taylor, who we spent a third-round pick on, get some playing time. I think you got to mix it up more, man. I know they're young, and I know they're not going to know the system that well, but I mean, I'm not saying they can't get worse than what Nathan Gary's playing, but I mean, how much more worse is it really and honestly going to get? I mean, Nathan Gary in pass coverage, he's been a bit of a liability this year. I mean, he was really good for us last year in pass coverage, but this year he's been a liability straightforward.
Yeah, but what about Duke Riley being a guy who normally is on special team? So, like, as Jalen Williams just said, a guy who's on the special teams named Duke Riley was able to show more than Sean Bradley listen, okay, Sean Bradley is one thing, right? The 6th round pick, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Listen, you invested a 3rd round pick. The 3rd round pick was the late 3rd, so you can say it's an early 4th, whatever. But you invested it on Davion Taylor. When you made that signing, you knew he was behind the 8 ball when it comes to just general reps. He didn't play much in high school. He ain't play much in college. So you saw what you see. There's talent there, but the guy is completely raw. But you made that decision for your 3rd round pick.
I'll say this, though, Mike. What do you learn more from? Watching film
or
reading the playbook or getting in the experience? You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Reese.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think the Eagles thought we have a shot to be good. But after we lost the Washington football game, after we lost against the Rams, and after we lost against the Bengals, I'm not telling the organization to give up, but change up. Like, that should have been your opportunity to put Davion Taylor in. Now we got 3 weeks in the system, whatever you're giving him. Like, feed him information to play. Because, listen, if we beat the Washington football team, if we beat the Rams, or say we lost to the Rams, if we're 2-1 going into this game, I understand you not playing Davion Taylor. 2-1. We got the playoffs to risk. Bro, we were 0-2-1. Play whoever you want. That's not named Nathan Gary. But look, I understand the thing of the mindset of we still winners. It's all good. But when it comes down to it, Davion Taylor, freakishly athletic, but the dude played, I think, 1 year of high school football and 2 years of college football? Gate, if I'm right or wrong?
2, yeah, he played 2. I think he was
He played 1 year of high school, only
I think
1
he was
year of
a
high school.
community college transfer in. So he played at like a junior college and then transferred into Colorado, I believe. So yeah, 2 years of D1.
All right. That's why you see the freak athletic ability, but like putting it together in a football package just might not be there. But who knows with the Eagles coaching staff? We don't know at this point. Look, at the end of the day, we can talk about mismatches and all that for the week 5, but we got to remember one thing. The Eagles won. like, look, it's sloppy yet satisfying. Y'all watched The Lion King. Y'all saw Simba. He took that little slug. It was like sloppy yet satisfying. That's what we do with this win. Simple and plain. We got out with a W. We are in first place. Disgustingly in first place. But I'm gonna hold my hand up high. First place. I don't care if it's first place in the dungeon. We're still first place somewhere. Let's go.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get ready to close it out. And then I'll give you guys your chance to talk, guys. Hey, man, It was a good win. It was a great win today. Not gonna say that the game was pretty, but getting a victory sure feels good, man. It's good to come in here and talk about a win instead of a loss. But I want to kick it over to Reese for his final thoughts because he hasn't really got a lot of chance to talk tonight.
My final thoughts is we got the dub, y'all. That's what we wanted. You know what I mean? We in first place in the NFC East. That might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it means something to me. I get to go to work tomorrow and talk my ish. I got Dallas fans. I got Giants fans. I even got the Washington football team fans at my job. So, you know what I mean? When we tied last week, they was grinding me up. You know what I mean? You know me, I talk my ish, but it's not really too much that you can say when your team ain't winning. Now we got a dub. What can they say to me? You know what I mean? So I'm happy for that. It's things that need to be fixed. It's nothing to it's nothing to try to shy away from. Like it's things that need to be fixed. I feel as though getting back some players that should help. Number one, Jim Schwartz, I think made adjustments, and I think he made the adjustments because of personnel being injured. But he finally made adjustments in the second half. Shout out to him for that. Doug Peterson, I still need you to run the ball more. You came out in the second half and threw the ball 6 straight times. That's still a problem to me. How do you come out the gate and just not run the ball at all? And just put Carson Wentz in a predicament to get sacked or get hurt, knowing this offensive line is where they at. So that needs to change. But overall, I'm happy, man. We got to win. I kept asking for a win, and it is what it is, man. Shout out to all of y'all that's still in here. It is 1:30. I got work. I got to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you already know what it is, man. Stay Philly. Stay fresh, y'all.
And I would be a different Mike if I had to work, which I normally wake up at 5 in the morning, but I took a V day hoping that I can celebrate with a W and not an L. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Go ahead, Gay City, say one more goodbye because we out.
All right, man. You already know how I close out everything. I just do me a little, and this will sound good this time because we got a victory to do it with, but do a little EAGLES. Let's go, Eagles.
And again, the reason I'm this lit, drink wise, V-Day, and I somewhere deep inside of me felt a W because I was, or maybe I drank because I thought we were going to lose. I don't know. But guess what? First place, NFC East. I don't care what anybody got to say. You know what time it is. You know how we end these things. Let's start with 1. NFC East division leading. You're like, that's the worst division in football. I'll take it, though.